or Germany? When was it?
It was October 1974, and I went into the plant engineering office in Cologne, Germany, and
So when did you come back from Germany?
in the spring of '75.
Okay.
And on our way home, we took a month's vacation and traveled in England by bus down to Cornwall, and had a nice time.
Good. So when did you go to Mexico? What year was that? It was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, '85.
Well, you were in Mexico when we were in Fort McMurray.
Okay.
And we went to Fort McMurray in '83.
Okay.
Is it raining out?
I don't think so.
I think it is. I'm looking out and see.
I think it's raining.
Yes.
So you enjoyed it in Mexico?
Yes, we did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had a house on, I forget the name of the street, but we didn't get our furniture over for 6 months because they wanted to give me a permanent resident visa. And that wasn't what we needed. All we needed was a visa to bring our furniture in, which they finally changed.
The Mexicans.
The Mexicans changed. Anyway, we got our furniture in this nice house on a boulevard.
And you had maid service?
Yeah.
Live in or come in?
No, she came in, didn't she? She didn't live in
No.
with us, no.
Did she speak English or?
I don't remember what she did. But we had a party, remember? Jane?
Huh?
Remember the party?
When you left?
Well, while we were there.
For the people working there?
Yeah. All our friends,
Americans?
Americans, and Mexicans. Lots of Mexicans.
So what was Hermosillo like? What, is it a big city?
75,000?
Okay, so not a big place.
No, 175,000. I mean, it was 175,000. It was, but not too much middle class.
A few rich and a lot of poor.
Yes. But all working at Ford plant.
Well, but then, I mean, building it.
Well, sure, there were a lot of Mexicans building it.
And probably a lot of people working there now.
Yes.
Making good
3,000 or
making
4,000.
good wage.
Huh?
Making a good wage.
Well, not good wage.
Good wage for them.
Yes.
When we were in Mexico
What is...
fridge.
All right.
When we were in Mexico for that week in Huatuco, south where the looks onto the Pacific Ocean south.
Yeah.
the average worker in the resort was making, we didn't pay for we got the trip free. The average worker was making $35 a week.
Uh-huh.
That was this year. Not very much money. So when did you go to Florida?
Well, I bought the house in Florida in May.
Why Florida? Were you thinking about
Retiring.
Yeah, but were you thinking about Michigan at all?
Oh, no, we weren't going to live in Michigan.
Too cold?
No, we had a cottage in Bayfield.
Where we are now.
Right.
So you never thought about going and living in Michigan?
Not yet. No, we did live in Michigan, so and from Michigan we went to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Mexico.
To Michigan. Yeah, I know you were in Michigan, okay, but when you decided to retire, had you ever thought about going back to Michigan, or was it you were going to retire in Florida?
I was going to retire in Florida.
Okay. Warmer.
Well, that's right. It was the thing to do in those days.
So why Venice?
Well, I don't know. Well, we drove over there in 3 days, and we were on our way down to Naples. We were going to go to Naples.
So when you drove there from where? From Michigan?
No, from Mexico.
Oh, you drove. Okay, all right.
And we came down 75. It was a 4-lane highway until Nokomis. And it turned there, it ended there, and went down to 41.
My Tamiami Trail,
Right,
Tampa, Miami.
right. And we were going down to Naples, but we stopped at the traffic light in Venice, and it said Venice Beaches. So I said, well, let's try that. We went down there, and we liked it. And we were in the Holiday Inn there, and across the street from the Holiday Inn was the office of the real estate board for that area.
Mm-hmm.
And they were having a meeting, and a couple of guys came out of the meeting and saw our Mexican license plate.
Yeah.
And wanted to know if they could help us. So this chap, I forget his name now, golly, he
Don't worry about it. I've talked to people who had real estate. Are you working with a real? Oh yeah. We, so and so. They can't remember his name. A year after they bought the house.
oh
So that was 20 years ago. Don't worry about not remembering.
well, there were two guys.
What were you driving with Mexican plates? What was do you remember what vehicle it would have?
Mercury.
Yeah.
It was a good car.
Mhm.
It was provided for me.
Is that the one that was built at Hermosillo? That was a Tracer, wasn't it? The first one was built.
I guess so.
Mercury
I don't
Tracer.
remember that either. Oh dear.
So they helped you.
Yeah, then I thought, well, we better check out Sarasota.
Yeah.
So the next day we went up to Sarasota, and we didn't like it at all, did we? We're up at Woodland, up there by the highway, a big development. In fact, we even went into a house that was for sale by owner. And anyway, we came back to the motel. Oh, but the motel we were in was in Sarasota at 41 and forget the name of the street now. It's a big, anyway,
It wouldn't be Shamrock
no,
in that area, though, right?
I don't remember what the name is.
All right, well, that's fine.
Anyway, so we came back to that motel, and we came down back to Venice with an appointment by this guy. And we bought the house.
On the Jacaranda place. Yeah.
And the closing was June the 30th. I remember that. And there were people in it, so they stayed on for a couple of months. And anyway, we didn't move into the house until August the 13th.
Okay.
And I flew from there, Mexico, to Fort Myers on August the 13th, and that's when I left Mexico.
All right. I'm going to stop this for a while, give you a